fine dining, and fine entertainment. It's the Magic Kingdom at Disney World. Millions of visitors will travel there this year, but hardly any of them will see the real magic that goes on after dark. You see, that's when the work crews come out and toil all night long to keep Disneyland in tip-top shape.
People come from all over the world to Disneyland to spend the day with Mickey Mouse and the gang. They expect a lot here at Disneyland, and they usually get it, from the first ride in the morning to the last fireworks shower at night. But as you might expect, a party this big means only one thing: a huge cleanup. After all the hamburgers have been eaten and Mickey's given out his last hug and all the guests have gone home, Disneyland looks like this. And I gotta tell you, it's a little strange to be on Main Street after hours. It's almost like a ghost town. You know, thousands and thousands of people spend their day here every day, and it's been that way for about 31 years. But when they close the gate at night and lock it, the Magic Kingdom still has a little bit of magic left.
Just whistle while you work, and cheerfully together we can tidy up the place. So
Visitors never see these cast members. They're the graveyard shift. And every night about midnight, an army of about 250 workers swings into action. And it's no small job. Disneyland is spread over 76 acres, and about $40 million a year is spent trying to keep it as shiny and new as it was on opening day.
The object of the day shift is to keep the park as fresh and as new as it is when the park opens. So the graveyard shift is primarily responsible for restoring the park, getting it back to its original luster so that it can open that way each day. This is something that's been going on virtually every night for the last 31 years. The routines have varied from time to time, and they vary from season to season. A lot of graveyard is at the mercy of the weather, especially in the winter when it rains or when it's very, very cold. But basically the same procedures, are done on a nightly basis.
I need a little more on this 20 amp.
If you think maintenance around your house is a chore, imagine how these guys feel. 20,000 gallons of paint are used every year to keep the park fresh, and gardeners attempt to keep 40,000 shrubs picture perfect. But one of the biggest jobs goes to the electricians. They have to make sure that none of the 100,000 light bulbs at Disneyland are burned out. So they do kind of a preventative maintenance.
We usually change them out before they burn out to make sure that we have a good show, good appearance at all times. And when they're approximately 80% used, we change them out.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot, drink up, be hearty, yo ho.
Now, I bet most of you recognize where we are now. Here, I'm the one doing the talking down here. It's Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's one of the most difficult attractions at the park to maintain, simply because it's so complicated. True?
Pirates of the Caribbean is one attraction that works all day long, and it doesn't get the night off. 3 people work full-time behind the scenes here, making sure the show is just right. And they have their hands full. There are 56 animated human figures and 40 animals in this show. That's a lot of possibilities for things to go wrong.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Well, we come in at 11:30, and we turn the show on, and come in, we go through each area of the show, check all the figures, make sure that they're working properly. Like on this figure here, we look for the mouth movement, the eye blinks, the head turn, head nod, the arm up and down, the body back and forth, and check the condition of the masks, make sure they don't have any tears or anything in them.
Hi-ho, it's home from earth we go.
At 6:15 in the morning, the graveyard crew gets to see the first light of day come to Disneyland. But their work isn't quite done yet. There's still flowers to plant and walkways to clean and trash to get rid of. 30 tons of it every day. It takes all night to get Disneyland ready for another day. But when the guests pass through the gates, the maintenance crew will be gone. And these guests will never know it wasn't Donald and Mickey who gave the park its sparkle.
We go. Hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-ho.
The Disneyland maintenance crew routinely finds up to 3,000 lost items every month. Believe it or not, each one of them is returned to the owner at the company's expense. One time, a young bride came to Disneyland on her honeymoon and lost the diamond out of her engagement ring. The crew spent all night crawling around the grounds searching for it and finally found it. I'm sure that young lady would agree that that was one gem of a crew.